Hello, everyone. It's Mike Filsame. You guys should be seeing my screen. Bear with me just a minute. John Cornetto needs a link to get in, so I'm gonna get him a link. So bear with me just a moment. It'll take me just a second. And Joe, are you on? Is your voice live? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. Entertain everybody if you don't mind.
I'm
Just a second, folks. I'm logging in and getting John his link.
just opening up everything here.
Okay, here's the webinar. Hi, everyone. Just please just give me another 30 seconds. I thought John had his link and he didn't find it in his email, so I just have to log into the control panel, get a panelist link. Here we go. John Groovekart, copy link, go to Skype. There you go. And done. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's see. Lightroom today. I'm surprised this is the part 2 of that awesome training. So I really appreciate the about 40 of you that are in the room right now. We'll probably get somewhere around 50 or 60 now that everybody's going to be getting in. So let me pop out my little questions panels so I can see what's being typed. Open that up in a separate window. All right, Duke Schaefer says hello. So if everybody can hear me loud and clear until John gets here, because he's going to be doing most of the training, please type in the chat 1 if I'm coming in loud and clear, and I'll shout your name out. Ken says greetings from down under. Isn't that a terrible Australian accent, Ken? Duke, Scott, Catherine, Christy, George, Ken, William, MacArthur. Douglas Duke says Hawaii. Oh, the other down under, but you're still above the equator, I believe, but still much lower than us. Jeff and Lady Vargas, Lady Maitland Vargas, Carl, and Cheryl. Cheryl Campbell always joining us for the training. We really appreciate that, everybody. So while we're waiting for John to get on, he'll give us a shout out when he finally gets in, as he listens to that very long intro message from GoToWebinar that we hear every time. So John says I'm in as an attendee. Well, let me find him and make him a moderator, okay? I don't know why that would be. My mouse is upside down. I do apologize, everybody. We will jump right in. Let's see. Let's find attendees. Let's find John Cornetta and make an organizer. Okay, John, you are now an organizer. So,
Hallelujah.
wow. All right. I don't know how you came in. That's an admin link. I'll have to take a look at it. Okay,
It was the only way
everybody.
I could. Can you hear
Sorry.
me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, it was the only way I could get in.
Yeah, strange. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, a little bit of housekeeping. We've got 2 weeks from Friday, so 17 days. 16 days and 15 hours. But 2 weeks from Friday, we will be doing GrooveCon, and that's in Orlando, May 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And again, you guys need to go to groovecon.com/customers so you can get your free ticket. And we are really selling out. I think we're down to 30 tickets left before we hit maximum space in the hotel. And of course, I think you should have all seen this, but if you haven't seen the page, please take a look. We have some incredible speakers. Pretty much almost everybody on this page is an 8-figure earner, and they're going to be teaching you some incredible stuff. Now. For those of you that can't make it, I know we get this question every time. Number one, yes, this training is going to be recorded, so we don't have to ask that. And number two, this event will also be recorded, and we'll put it up in Groovekart Academy within 30 days. But if you want to learn the stuff and network and meet the other Groovekart customers, we certainly invite you to come to the event. It's a great experience. We have a room block for you with a discount. You also can stay a few days late. We've gotten the room block extended for those of you that have asked, what if we want to take the family to Epcot or Universal Studios or the Magic Kingdom or SeaWorld or all the incredible things there is to do in Orlando. You could drive out to the Kennedy Space Center, or I forget what it's called, but is that what it's called, John? The Kennedy Space Center, is
Yeah.
where you could see the
Cape
space shuttle. Cape
Canaveral.
Canaveral. I did that. That was absolutely fantastic. So, come spend some time. The room rate is really low. It's only $145. It is to Orlando. Booking this time will save you money. I think you can get flights to Orlando for about $130 each way. It's really, really good, and we really hope to see you. And of course, you get a ticket. Now, moving on. Last week, we did a training that is going to stay on top of the webinars, replays, as a sticky. This was part one that we did last week, and today we're doing part two. Now, to be frank, this is probably something that I would never say before about any training. I think you would get more out of this training if you saw part one first. So I might even recommend you pop out and just go watch part one before this, and then come back and watch part two. It'll be up in a few hours. Or if you want to watch this training, then go back and watch part one and watch part two again, this part. So what we're going to ask is, if you can, please hold off. If you didn't see part one, please hold off on any questions, because they were likely answered last week in here. So this is a very, very good training. This is going to be sticky number one, and part two will be sticky. And it's going to be on top here for the replays. All right. Next thing, I want to let you know that the slides for this training are also, you can click right here, and for some reason the downloads go down here. They should put the downloads up here, but the downloads are all the way down at the bottom of this post. So the way you get to that, you click on webinars, training events on demand, and you will find last week's training here, and then today's training will be here later after we get the recording up. Again, the slides are here. I'll do the same thing for this presentation as well. John's going to be doing most of this stuff. Last week we covered everything that it takes to, basically how what is e-commerce, what is drop shipping, what is print on demand, what's the difference between a lead product and an extension product. Then we went through how to design your funnel, how and why you should use certain apps, and how to set the settings. All the gears and everything like that was covered last week, and it's really important that you have that context for this webinar. Now, keep in mind, last week we said that you get, we've cut a deal with Ricky, the owner of Slingly. We're going to show you a little bit of that later today, where you get Slingly free for 30 days. That's right here in this post. So now, if you weren't paying attention and now you are, I'm going to show you one more time. When you log into Groovekart Academy, all right, that's inside your store. You click on this cap and gown right here, and that's going to take you into Groovekart Academy. You click on the ellipse here, and then click on webinars, click on training on demands, and where you see sticky A to Z part one in here, you click here, and that gets you your free account for Slingly for 90 days. We'll show you a little bit later what that's about. And Slingly is a $997 product, and
Mike, I
we've.
don't see it.
What's
I don't
that?
see your screen. I don't see your screen.
None of you have seen my screen? Oh, I should have been watching this, huh?
I don't, and I'm trying to.
I see a screen.
Oh, you do.
all right.
Okay, my bad. I don't know how I'm not.
All right, then what you've got to do, John, click on anything on the GoToWebinar, and then click on Window, and up in the top, and see if that pops up. You've got another application that's hidden behind something, so you got to minimize maybe your Skype or your browser or something.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I got my dashboard. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
There it
so
goes.
getting back to Slingly, we've gotten it for you for free for 90 days, and then it's only $297 a year after that. That billing starts in 90 days. It's normally $1,000 a year, or it's normally $99 a month. So that's incredible savings. The best anyone's ever gotten for it was $497, and we've told Ricky to move any affiliate commissions for us so that we can just get it to you at the most affordable price. And we even talked to them, instead of a 14-day trial, to give you a full 90-day trial. We're going to show you how that works in just a while. Okay, finally, I'm hearing a little, is that John, you vaping? If you want to mute.
I don't know how. I'm on mute.
No, we heard you, bud.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was-
All right, everybody. And finally, we're going to go over the slides today, and I want to let you know that this is going to walk you from everything through market research to creating ads, how to create an ad, how to create a Facebook page, and we're going to stay at a 10,000 foot view. But what we've done, okay, what we've done on the slides, I'll give you a quick example here. I'm going to go to a slide, let's see, over here. For instance, when we get to a slide like this and we say, okay, you need to make a Facebook fan page, what we're not going to do is stop and show you how to make a Facebook fan page, because we have a 10-minute video that shows you that inside of Groovekart Academy, right? So what this is going to allow you to hold onto the concept at a bird's eye view and really understand what we're trying to say to you from A to Z. And then I'm going to give you these slides. So later, when you go back and watch the replay, you can simply click here, just like this, and watch what happens. It's going to take you to an 11-minute video that literally shows you step by step how to create a fan page, and it goes over the nuances and how to create a cover page and everything like that. This is something that we're looking to do a little bit more for you, since we've got a lot of stuff in Groovekart Academy, that we can move through some of the concepts of the training, and the slides, individual slides, will go to deeper training. Okay, and that also helps us move along a little bit quicker for some folks that know how to do some of these things. They don't have to sit back and watch 15 minutes worth of stuff that they know. I want to let you also know that inside this training, and we're going to get started in just a minute, also has something here called marketing. There's market research more in depth. If you click on Facebook right here, we learn that you can learn about your Facebook pixel and the fan creation. When we click on product research, there's more in-depth training that's in here, and you will see that when we get into the Facebook, creating a Facebook ad. We're going to see, okay, this is how you create an audience, basically at John's going to bring it probably down to a 1,000-foot level, but then those slides will also say for a full 1 hour training on this, for a full 1 hour training. So there's 3 additional trainings that dive deep from the slides, okay? And from what we got from everybody in the Facebook group, you guys are really appreciating that we can actually stay more conceptual and then give you links to additional training. So with that said, we're going to click on our keynote, escape here, go over to the front slide, and jump right in. Now, if you can also just let me know one more time in the slides, in the chat, if you're seeing, give a 1 here if you do see the slides. Okay. Love that you made the deal with Ricky. Thanks, Christy. We see the screen. Mike Fulsame in the house, says Van Fowler. Will do. I missed part 1. Okay, lady, yeah, you definitely want to watch that. Okay, so I'm getting tons of 1s. Let's jump into it. John, you're probably going to stay off mute here because this is really your show. So
Yeah, I'm off.
everything.
Mike, do you want me to do the presentation from my computer so I can click along?
Sure. You've got it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you the screen. Stop showing screen. All right, John, you should be able to take it.
Yeah, let me see here. Make myself presenter. Let's make presenter.
I'll make you the presenter. There you go.
I got it. Okay, so let me know when you see my screen.
I'm not sure because I don't know if it's mine or not. Well, let me move through and see that it's not me. Yeah, I think we're seeing your screen, John.
Okay, good.
No, we're still seeing mine.
It says now viewing John's screen
Oh, okay.
on top.
Great. Yep. All right, good.
Should
Sorry, folks. We're not pros with this GoToWebinar stuff. All right, John, go ahead.
All right, so as you'll know, last Thursday, Mike and I gave you some great training on setting up your store. And Mike already kind of, preambled all of this, but we just want to give you a real bird's eye view. And what I don't want to happen is I don't want you to become overwhelmed and think, oh my God, there's so much to learn. It's going to look that way because we're flying the plane so high. Like, wow, look at all those houses. But really, at the bottom of it, they're just houses. So let's just get a good bird's eye view. We'll take Q&A at the end. And like Mike said, there's videos on all this in the Academy going into a lot of detail. And then, of course, the Facebook group is there. So let's get started with traffic. So most important question, right? What do you sell? Who do you sell it to? How do you sell it? That's what we need to find out. And in order to do that, we need to do a little bit of market research. And lots of ways to do that, right? So lots of ways. What do you see on TV all the time? What are you seeing on your Facebook feed? What are your friends talking about? What's the latest rage? I love, honestly, when I like to vacation, I really like to vacation, and my eyes are always open. What are people wearing? What things are they eating? You know, really, what's the next little click? What's happening? And I always want to keep that information. So when I'm watching the news or I'm watching a TV show or I'm out in public or I'm just having lunch, my eyes are on what's the latest gadget, what are the people wearing, what do their shirts say, what do their sneakers say, if they say anything, you know, things like that. And there really are three things that you want to know when you decide on a niche. So the first thing, before I get to these three, before that, is there's lots of ways to do niche research. And inside the Groovekart Academy, I actually have a few videos that talk about that. You can go to Google, right? You can type in what's a niche, what are hot niches. You can go to Facebook and type that in. But some of the things that you're going to want to find once you find the niche, and then we're going to go a couple slides from now and pre-qualify what makes a good niche. But once you find that out and you find out, you know, what niche you think you want to go in, you're going to want to see if that niche has a magazine that caters to the niche. So what are we doing now? We're starting to qualify the niche as a niche that has what? High demand, right? It has a magazine. So, for example, the car magazine, guns. I can just go on and on, right? Clothing, for hot clothing for women, all types of things that you can go into your local Kroger or Publix or A&P and look on the magazine rack and say, wow, here's these magazines. Why are they selling? Oh, it's bridal gowns. Oh, it's ammunition. Oh, it's guns. Oh, it's bodybuilding. It's survival. And you will start to see niches that have matured enough to have a magazine. Now, if it doesn't have a magazine, it doesn't necessarily exclude the niche, but ones that have these three properties are going to be really mature niches that have deep roots to them. And they're really a good place to start. So one is, does it have a magazine that caters to the niche? And then go identify those magazines. Get a little post-it note on your computer screen, type them in there, take note of the niche that you decided, I'm going to look into this niche. What are those magazines? What does it look like? Next, what celebrities associate with that niche? So here, let me use guns, for example, Second Amendment. What celebrity comes to mind? I mean, for me, it's Charleston Heston, right? So I go, oh, Charlton Heston, there you go. Oh, wait a minute, who's that guitar player from the 70s?
Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ted Nugent, right? Another celebrity is associated with that niche. So I want to know, who's the celebrity? Is there a celebrity that's associated with that niche? Okay. If it's a cigar, who are some famous cigar smokers? Boom, 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 down the line. And I'm going to write that on my note on my computer screen. And then I'm going to find out, what are the trade shows that support that niche. Okay. And I'm going to dig into that trade show. I want to know where it is, when it is, how many people are attending it, all those things. Because at the end of the day, what am I doing by getting all this information? I'm doing intel, right? I'm out there. I'm the first guy out there. I'm getting intel, but I'm finding out, is this a niche that is passionate? If you look at some of these pictures on our screen right now with the trade shows and the car trade shows and all these other things, I mean, you see the people, you see the money that's being spent on displays. You know that, boy, this is a big niche, right? And so it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to sell cars, but boy, I could come up with a lot of different things that are sold around cars, and I know people are passionate about it. How many people have those silly little Christmas tree scented things hanging from their mirror they're willing to just hang up a Christmas tree because they want their car to smell nice, right? So if they can sell that, you can sell things similar to that. But what we're
I've got a,
doing,
sorry, John.
no, go ahead.
No, when you're done, before you leave the slide, I've got a bonus tip for them.
Go ahead.
Okay. So John can explain to you and maybe even show you later how you can do this, because we're actually going to get into targeting people. So if, let's say, there's an event at a convention center like in Atlanta or something like that, you can actually go into Facebook on that day and say, I want everybody, and then you put like the target, right? So let's say, it was a Bed Bath and Beyond, that type of, a home improvement convention, or I watch what do you call it, The Prophet with Marcus Lemonis. He's always taking people to trade shows. So what you can do, if you know that trade show is running on a Saturday or Sunday, what you can do is you can go into Facebook and say, you put in the address of that convention center, and you say that you're interested in anybody that's interested in your hobby within, and then you drop down a 1 mile radius, and then Facebook will run ads to all of those people that are probably at that convention. And then when they click on your ad, then you could tag them with a pixel, little stuff that we can get into later, but you can now hit them with a pixel. And now that's a way for you to say, hey, I know anybody that loves this type of stuff at this RV convention, or you name it, right? Hunting, camping convention, is going to be at this convention. You can actually target that in Facebook within a 1 mile radius. Now, if any of you are doing some ninja stuff and spending, anywhere more than like $1,000 or $1,500 per day, you can actually speak with ad agencies that can actually tell you within 40 meters. Okay, that means anybody within half a football field of that location, they can tag the device ID of every single person there. So that's the thing that you want to keep in mind, that if you want to start finding out where those people are and where they meet, you simply you can find out when those conventions are. And if they're happening 4, 5, 6 times a year, it's a great way for you to be able to create an audience. So that's just a little ninja secret very, very few people are aware of.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me tell you guys something. I'm not going to tell you the person's name, but Mike, you and I both know him. Let me tell you something that another sneaky way that's kind of funny that you might want to do. So I know this marketer that when he is going to speak somewhere, the day of, the day before, the day after, he will run Facebook ads specifically that way, saying what a great guy he is, what a great marketer he is. And he's like, I go to these events, people are like, oh my God, I see you all over Facebook. And he loves cats.
Yeah, I know the guy. All right.
All right. So what are we doing by finding out the celebrity, finding out the publication, finding out the trade show? We're finding out what niches are really hot, right? And we're finding out how deep these niches are, because at the end of the day, here's what we want. We want fanatical fans, fanatical buyers, right? We want people, and at the bottom left of this, you'll see punch in the face serious. I want people that when they are arguing over the niche, that if you argue against them, they really feel like punching you in the face. Now, maybe they don't actually punch you, maybe they walk away, but let's think about what some of those are. The Corvette is a crap car. It's made out of fiberglass. A guy who loves Corvettes is probably going to want to punch me, right? What do you mean the Corvette's the best thing that's ever happened to a car? How about religion? I think people are shooting each other over that one, right?
How about a millennial talking about socialism? They'll punch you in the face.
There you go, especially at Stanford University, right? So what kind of niches will people really dig into and say, man, I am? That's a key phrase, by the way. If someone says, I am, it's more than a niche to them. So what are they? I am a Corvette maniac. I am a firefighter. I am a mom, right? What are they associating with? I am a Christian. So if I am in their niche, boy, you're starting on a good one. I'm a hunter, okay? And now, not many people might be saying, I'm a rose grower. But although rose growing in gardening is a niche, but it's just not one that I'm going to originally go after that's fanatical and passionate and has tribes of people that are hanging out online. There are multiple groups on Facebook about them. They have the trade shows, they have the magazines, they have celebrities that are already like all over it, right? There might be YouTube channels, TV shows about them. Mike just mentioned Marcus Lemonis, things Shark Tank, right? So those types of things, when you start to pile them together, you can find a fanatical niche. Now, I'll tell you one. We're going to talk about firefighters later on, but I'm telling you from the work that I've done with firefighters, it's a fanatical niche. They don't like policemen too much, and policemen don't like firefighters. I mean, on the job they do, but off that, they have this rivalry that's going back centuries. And you can see them. Oh, I'm a fireman. My dad was a fireman. My wife is a ladies auxiliary, and they're very, very passionate about it. If you ask a person who's a firefighter who also happens to have a day job as a banker, hey, what do you do? He's going to tell you he's a firefighter. Banker is going to come. I also work at a bank, and when you can tap into that, and then you're looking at the magazine, you're seeing who the celebrities are, you're looking at the conventions, you're doing your research, you're watching the YouTube channels, you'll start to notice little clicks, words that they use, slogans that they have. I can tell you some of the best ideas I ever had for products I stole, if you want to call it that, from other things that people might have been saying in a group or saying in a post that went viral, or perhaps part of a postcard that I saw. And I'm like, wow, okay, that would make a great shirt, or that would make a great sneaker, or that would be a great product. So again, it goes back to the original thing that I said, which is keep your eye open as you're out there and you start to do this investigation. Remember, when you're selling products online, the first job that you have is to be a good detective, because a good detective knows what people are doing, what they want, what their human traits are. I want to put a product that I'm sure people want. And with Facebook, remember, I can sell snow shovels to people whose houses are being snowed on. That's the power of Facebook. So I can give people what they want, when they want it. And when you do that, you're not really selling anymore. Okay, you're not selling. You're providing. You're providing a solution. I really want to show that I'm proud to be a fireman, or I really wish I had a new fishing pole. I'm going on a fishing vacation with my friends. Well, guess what? With Facebook and with other social platforms, you can target people who are about to take a fishing vacation and provide that solution to them. And this is how you can compete with the likes of Amazon and these other huge e-com platforms that do massive amounts of advertising and have massive amounts of traffic, but aren't going to get down into the micro level, into the granular level of, let me just target this one group. People that are taking cruises, another great thing. You can target people who are actually going on a cruise, and this is my first cruise t-shirts, things like that. So I hope you've gotten something out of the first part, which is probably the most important part, and that is, what niche do I get into? How do I find out if it's a good niche? What are some of the things that I look for? And I hope we've given you the information that you're going to need. Now, once you found that niche, you need to give these people a home, right? You need to create in the internet marketing world, we were going to call this a list, right? So you need to create a tribe. You need to give them a place to go, and that's a fan page or a page. Used to be called fan page, a page on Facebook. Now, this is not your personal profile, but it is created from your personal profile. Let me just give you a brief overview of what a fan page is and show you that it's not that hard to set up, and that when you get these slides, and I think Mike's already provided the download link or something, you're going to see this link here that says See Training in the Groovekart Academy. Just click that link, and it's going to go to a nice 10-minute or 12-minute video that's going to show you step by step of how to set up a fan page. Now, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fan pages. You don't have to, You may have that one day, but you start with one. And it's also a good idea to have a general fan page for things that you add in your store that you feel good about, but you're not sure you want to perhaps cultivate a page, an entire niche. But right up here at the top of your page, your Facebook page, where it says create your name, and it'll say home, you just go to create and you hit page right there, and you go through those steps. Again, there's an entire video in the Groovekart Academy that will take you step by step. You can see here above the link there, you're going to see Facebook under the marketing. And there's two. There's a Facebook pixel, and then there's Facebook creation. Just select the Facebook fan page creation. And it's really, really, really simple. I want you to think of that page as a new identity, because that's what it is, okay? So it's a new Facebook identity, but it's not an individual, right? It's not a personal, it's not somebody that can be friended. It's not somebody, that has this personal Facebook profile. It now has a business profile in essence, okay? And the most important thing is that's the only way you can advertise on Facebook. Facebook wants every ad to be sponsored by either a person, which a person, you could sponsor things, but you don't want to do that, not for e-commerce. That's more if you're, promoting yourself and you're building your own brand. Or in our case, where you are selling products online. Facebook wants to know who that comes back to, right? And what you do when you create this fan page is people are going to like the posts, they're going to like the page, you're going to invite them to like the page, and you are building a list, because the next time you put up an ad, slowly over a period of time through Facebook's ever-changing algorithms, that ad is going to be seen back by those people for free, as opposed to you paying for that traffic. So when you start to build up a fan page and you have 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50, I have some with 100,000 followers of that page, you can just put up an ad and make sales without any money. My sister, who I taught e-commerce to, my sister Patty, to this day still makes sales from a page she created, I think in 2014 or 15. She doesn't make a lot, but she'll put up a post and she'll make 3 or 4 sales of something that she happens to be selling, right? And she just doesn't run traffic. I'm not investing any money. I don't know why, but so a fan page is like a list, and you treat it like a list. You don't just put up ads. You put up content. You find funny videos in your niche. You find funny memes and things like that, and you put it in there so people aren't always just seeing your next ad. But that's the real reason you have this page. So let me show you what one of those ads might look like and some of the results on the first product I ever did in the firefighter niche, and you'll see why I decided to stick to this niche. This was a simple shirt, and as you see the date, this was back in 2014. I probably started earlier in that year doing e-commerce, but this shirt had 16,000 shares, 3,500 comments, and 41,000 likes and loves, okay? This was a simple shirt. It went over real well, and I started with a hoodie, which I rarely do, and it worked. I usually start with a t-shirt, but it just looked really good in the hoodie, and I sold a ton of them.
Can I talk about that, John? Why I think that worked? I'm just going to speculate here, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, look how many likes you have on the left. 41,000. Not only did you get likes, you got comments, and you got shares. So this, for somebody to like something is easy. For them to comment is another thing. For them to share it means I want everybody in the world to see this. And what I think the key words is in this image is still play with fire trucks. Here's why. It brings out the kid in all of us. We remember that fire truck. I remember the fire truck I got for Christmas. Remember, John, the Hess trucks? And one year they came out with the fire truck. And one of my favorite toys in the world that I can remember that brought me more joy than anything was probably a fire truck. So not only are you tapping into like a memory, but anytime you can get somebody to be like, that has to do with the kid in me, I think maybe, accidentally, right? You found out, holy cow, this thing is resonating with people. Even people that are not firemen would want to like that, and then share it with people that they know that are firemen, and that person's going to see it and end up buying the shirt, right? Because that you're really identifying with a fireman. It's like, yeah, I'm still young at heart, and I'm there to save you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's simple and it's clean. And I thought of this guy that I grew up with, who, I mean, he went over the top playing. We played firefighter, right? Like what was that show? It was like with a fire emergency rescue, or it's one of those shows, Station 51 or something when we were growing up, Mike. I forget. It was a firefighter show, but we played that outside. We played it. We played. You know what? He went on to become the chief of the fire department. And I thought he probably bought one of these shirts. So it really, really was good. I want you to take a couple other notices, and my ads did evolve. I told them they can order one or two right here. I didn't want to limit to one. So that was a call to action, to order. But notice that it doesn't say share this, limited. It doesn't say the price. It was very clean on their timeline, and that helps with sharing. If you make an ad that you would put in a magazine or a banner that you'd put on the internet, and it's very, very salesy, it's in your face, limited edition, all kind of scarcity, all this stuff. Limited edition, mine does say, actually. I don't know, that's maybe why I was saying that. A lot of scarcity, a lot of salesman, hardcore sales tactics. People don't want to share it. They're like, why am I sharing this person's ad? This is just a beautiful shirt. They shared it. It started to sell. So these are the ads that you look like. Now, how did I make this ad? Again, in the Groovekart Academy, you'll see all kind of videos on this. This is just a simple screenshot, some text, and the link to where it's at in our Groovekart store. So let me show you some more examples of products. Here's some more that I did. Once I knew that niche worked, I started, guess what I started doing? I started tying in some other niches to it, but I also did something that I think you should do. Let me start with the other niches. You see the one that says firefighter's wife? I mean, that killed it because they identified as a firefighter wife. The targeting on it was simple. People that were interested in firefighters, loved the firefighter magazine, went to the firefighter convention, were married, and were women. And yes, that's sexist of me because they could be a female firefighter, but odds were they were the wife of a firefighter, and it worked out for me. Same targeting with this girl loves her fireman phone case. And then on the left, something I did that I recommend you do because it's very inexpensive to do as opposed to testing at $20, $25, $30, is I came up with 6 different designs and I numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I put a post on the fan page and said, please vote on the one that you like. And the people would vote. And when they voted, I did this on several products. I knew my winner because you're never going to know your winner and until you actually either go test it with traffic or you ask a question like this. And I implore you right now to learn the lessons that it took me a long time and a lot of money to learn is don't let your pride and ego get in the way. And don't let your kid or your girlfriend or your boyfriend come up with some great product idea and the people just don't buy it and the math just isn't there and you stick with it anyway because it's your baby. Kill the baby, go to the next product. The market will let you know what product they want. You don't rely just on, I think that's such a great design. Doesn't matter what you think. I know you want to say something, Mike.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, first of all, kudos, John, because folks, I don't know if you know it or not, but in e-commerce, there are people, unless you're paying about $25,000 to be in their mastermind, and even then, in fact, I don't even think you're ever going to find out the people that are crushing it on Shopify and Groovekart, and the reason why I say Shopify is for the last 3 or 4 years that are teaching. Not only do they not show you the products that are selling, they hide it. They do everything they can to let their friends, partners, competition, everybody know or not know about their store. And if somebody was to find their store, they'd probably say, yeah, I tried that niche. It ain't working. Because in this world, all you have to do is tell somebody what's working, and they can go out and knock you off, right? This isn't digital marketing. When you're not dealing with, well, you're not going to knock off Frank Kern because he's Frank Kern. He's got a reputation, right? When it comes to this type of education, the reason why you're learning this stuff from John right now and showing you his best-selling products is because we've transitioned. John's in a software company, and he's making sure that he's helping you. And I can tell you from the top, and many of you that are on here that have been on any other e-commerce training, normally what you get is, let's say, for example, somebody type in the chat and give me an idea, and I'll do the research right there for you. They will never show you their store. And in many ways, I don't blame them, because if you're literally teaching people the things you're teaching competition, that's no longer got John's goal anymore. So I wanted to go over just to make sure you understand how valuable this is, that John is not hiding behind somebody type in the chat and give me a product. He's literally giving you what some of his best sellers were. And by all means, go rip it off. I'm telling you, John, I know John, he's more interested right now in our software that we're building and educating you. So if you want to get in the firefighter niche, you have his permission.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, John.
No. So with that, you know what other products could we add to this line? I think Mike's going to take the screen right now and show us something. So let me make you, I can't make you the presenter, Mike. My mouse kind of disappeared. You're going to have to, oh, wait a minute. If I hit escape, maybe, there it is. You ready, Mike? Michael?
Sorry, I was on mute. Did you send it over to me?
No,
or you
I
just
wanted
want me to
to
do it. Oh, okay.
Right. So what Mike's going to show you real quickly, how we can just, now we know that the firefighter niche is working, right? We want to just throw up some other products in there, and we want to test some other products. How can we do that?
Okay. So let's get my Chrome open here. And did I lose that window? Bear with me just a second, folks. You guys are seeing my desktop, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Trying to find my windows here of Chrome. This should be it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, so the reason why, first off, remember last week, what you do is you go into, we're going to take it from the beginning. I'm actually going to take you right from here. You click on, log into your store and click on the cap and gown, or the cap. When you get there, hit the ellipses. Then go to webinars and go to trainings on demand. And then you'll see part 1. I'll put it under part 2 as well when this video goes up. Go right here and click Slingly free for 90 days. Okay, and remember, it's only $297 a year after that. Okay, then you're going to get this account here. You're going to log into Slingly, get a little welcome video. There's plenty of training on it, but basically I want to let you know, especially those of you that weren't here last week, what is Slingly? Slingly is a companion product to different stores, Shopify, WooCommerce, things like that, Etsy, and of course, Groovekart. And what Slingly would be a backend. So we're adding, we have our own Alley Connect for you, T-Scape going live. Just spoke with Ship Offers today. Really good news we'll be telling you about soon. All right. But inside here, Ricky has everything that you could imagine already here for you. He's got T-shirts. He's got, let's put it this way, product types. There are mugs. There are, I'm just going to let that load so you could see. There's different color mugs. There's wall art, hoodies, V-necks, T-shirts, sweatshirts, water bottles, stainless steel water bottles. These things sell. Imagine firing the firefighter and you sell them one of these canteen water bottles and things like that. And I don't know if I could type in firefighter and find a water bottle here. But look at that. I've got a firefighter logo water bottle. Okay. So the reason why, number one, I'm showing you Slingly is the print catalog means print on demand. We know what that is from last week's training. It means you put images on on a t-shirt. What's beautiful about this is if we just go to all the products and we type in firefighter, okay, well, I get an entire catalog here made for firefighters. Okay, 9/11 dispatchers, keep calm, everyone is freaking out. I guess some of these things are maybe tagged for firemen, but you can see firemen got your six, got your back, all these different products. You don't have to go and pay for designers. Now, look, I know I would love to say that this was free, but it's not our technology. It's Ricky Matekas, right? And this isn't just about technology, even if Ricky just had the technology. What it is Ricky has the designs, or Slingly, I should say, has the designs for you in all these different niches. So what this allows us to do is really eliminate part of the training that we went over last week, where we say you could go to Fiverr and you could pay somebody. You know what you're going to end up paying people is going to be, more than 1 year of Slingly, right? And you've got everything here, and then it's in the full product line. Okay, so I don't have my credit card on file unless they fix this for me, and I told them to do that. But when you click add to store, oh, look at that, they fixed it for me. It literally will just automatically add it to my store. So how does that work? Real quick, you go into the settings, okay, and then you click on store setup. You click on Groovekart Store Manager, and then when you're inside of Groovekart, you click on apps, okay, and when that loads, okay, I believe under, let's just look for it. I'm going to type in Sling. That comes up. I simply get this token information, go back to Slingly, and I just put that stuff in and create a store. Put my store name and pop that in, and now I'm connected. Okay. Once I'm connected, I find a product, folks. Let's just take any product here, and I just click add to my store. I come in here and I set my pricing, and boom, it adds it to my store. But better than that, look at this. It also has, let me see, I click on assets, and it gives me the shirt. Let me see if it tells me. These are variant images. So this is a long sleeve, this is a hoodie, this is a girl's t-shirt, a men's t-shirt. Some of them will have everything. And they're also in different colors as well. So that's the exciting thing, is you can choose what color you want these things on.
And the ad images.
Yeah, and look at this. I can download these images to use for my Facebook ad also, right? This also gives you the keywords of people to target. I don't even know how to do that. I've seen Matt demo, but it's absolutely brilliant. You go into this targeting library, and I think I just type in like firefighters or something here, California firefighters. Firefighters, look at this, boom. I pop these keywords in to Facebook. It gives me the audience size I should target. Go to male and female at this age and place my ads on mobile or desktop and follow John's training. So it's taking all the work out of it. I'm so excited about this. It's really neat. In Slingly is not only print on demand, but look at this. He integrates with the pre-made products for you, so you can get a full line. So let's say we typed in camping and this came up. I click on the assets, and I see that I've got a white sneaker and a black sneaker that this was designed in. I believe that, if you can see, there's an entire product line, right? So let's do this. Let's type in camping. All right, and what'll show up is I've got my sneaker, but I've got the backpack, the woman's shoes, the handbag, the flip-flops. I've got my entire upsell line that we spoke about last week, the socks, all the little bumps and upsells and everything like that. And I don't have to go out and pay a designer. I find out that niche, and if it works, cool, great. And John will talk, in the training talks more about, what makes that work. But now, so this is print on demand. This is premium print on demand, or pre-done for you layer app images. And take a look at this, the marketplace catalog. The way the marketplace works is, oops, I'm sorry. That's this is where other people are creating products, and Slingly premium customers get this stuff for free, but there's additional stuff and other people design, or you can design and even place your shirts inside the marketplace and make sales. Now, here's the physical product catalog. If you remember last week, we said there's two types of e-commerce. There's or two ways to sell. There's print on demand, which we just went over, and then there's drop shipping. And drop shipping usually means something that is shipped and doesn't need to be printed on. It's ready to go in the box. So In here, you have eBay sourcing, which means you can get products from eBay, and you also have AliExpress sourcing. And let me just type in here. I've never done this before, folks, so I'm not exactly sure. I've seen Matt do it. Okay, so I typed in drone. So why is this cool? Well, these are in here. You notice how beautiful this headline is, and you ever see the way they're written in sometimes when we show you the demo. So what Ricky is doing is he's going in, they're or Slingly, they're vetting and they're creating the copy, so it imports into your store a little bit better. It's pre-vetted content, so you don't have to go out and add as much TLC. All right,
And also
but I
the
think you get
sellers are pre-vetted, which is great.
what's that?
A huge point is that the sellers are also pre-vetted.
Yeah, the sellers are pre-vetted as well. So these are people with good listings and they've made a lot of sales. So it just makes it easier. Get your 90 days free with Slingly and just plug in. So that's like I said, if you want to go in here, I don't know if I type in drone, I doubt it, but these are niches that they pre-made for you already, especially for print on demand. It also tells you what are hot selling niches because they've done the trending researches and they find out that these are the things that are already selling. So if you want to know what can you start selling, just do this type of stuff. So I think John. Now, just remember one more time in Groovekart Academy, click on webinars, click on training on demand, and you'll find right here free Slingly. John, that's it for that part of the demo. I'm going to turn it
Yep.
back over to you,
Yep.
and you can take it over.
Okay.
Matt, how long you been with us, buddy?
The whole time.
Oh, I didn't know you've been with us,
I've
Matt.
been here for a little bit, not the whole time. I was about 10
Oh,
minutes late.
He's under Michael Odita, I think.
oh, are you? Is that why? All right, John, we see your screen.
Oh, right. Perfect. So thank you, Mike. Mike just demoed
I
Slingly.
just
Now
want
you
to
guys.
ask a quick question. Are you guys excited about Slingly? Do you see how cool that is? Type in there. I just want to see if there's any questions in here that you guys might be saying. John, just give me just a quick question because I don't want to come back to that later if they did have any questions. So
Yeah.
it says, Miss Slingly offer any chance of getting it? Thanks. Joy, we just showed you how you can get that. Carl Connolly says, woo, awesome. It's way cool. Yes, very cool. Okay, everybody's typing excited. Yes, cool stuff. Love it. Says Lady Maitland Vargas, Alexander and William Becker. So great. Okay. And then you also say, can we have them print on demand our own design? Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention. Matt showed this last week, and we're going to be doing some more Slingly demos. You can actually take designs that you can buy t-shirt design packs all over the internet. I think there's I forget the name of one of these sites that I actually gave, just so you know, right in here, if you go to bonus downloads, right here we have 100 vector t-shirts.
We're not
Okay.
seeing your screen, Mike. We're seeing mine.
Oh, John, if you can just go to Groove, I'm going to give you a link, John, in Skype. Well, you wouldn't be logged in, so
Yeah, share your screen.
I'm going to share my screen. You have to make me the presenter.
Mhm.
I can make myself the presenter, I think. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So you go to you see my screen, John?
Yes.
So you go to Groovekart Academy. You go to the welcome and click on bonus downloads right here. Okay, and we've got some layer app bundles, Slingly premium designs in here, but you already get those, right? Then you get these. Click on 100 bonus vector t-shirts. You get these types of t-shirts. So you can buy these types of collections, for like $14 for like 100 shirts. There's so many different places to get these types of things. And our premium design tool, Matt, you said that'll be ready for GrooveCon, where they could design their own. The bottom line is once you have an image, you can use Slingly to take it onto one product and you stamp it. And then you say, I want it on a t-shirt, all at one click. A t-shirt, a hoodie, a V-neck, and a woman's t-shirt in red, black, white, and dark blue. And I want it in small, medium, large, extra large, double extra large, triple extra large. Click and it adds each of those to your store just like that automatically for you. You set the pricing. Really, really cool stuff. Yes. So if your question was, can we add our own images to Slingly? Yes, you can do that. So John, I'll
Mike,
change presenter.
Mike, don't forget also our own marketplace. You want to show people how to get there? Or?
Yeah. So what we're going to be
Actually,
doing. When you
I'm
when
in
we
a winning mood, Mike. How about I feel like giving away some design there. Do you want to do a quiz on
Yeah,
the market?
let's do a quiz. So let me show everybody how to find the marketplace. So you're going to notice up here in a couple of days, it's not as easy for us to push live pushes now because we've got a lot of development work and then everything has to go live. But you're going to see like a little thing that like represents like a shopping bag, and you'll also see something here that'll say marketplace. But for right now, you have to go to groovekart.com. Groovekart.com/marketplace. Okay, like this. Sorry, my Twinkie fingers. And that's going to load up like an Envato. Did I spell that wrong? Groovekart.com/marketplace. What am I doing wrong here? That's the problem. Let's get rid of that little P. Sorry, everybody. Groovekart.com/marketplace. It opens up like our own type of Envato, right? Marketplace. So you can find, we're going to be getting lots of different things on there. You can sell your own products. That's the beautiful thing. You can make designs. All right, please don't buy resale rights products and put them up here. They have to be unique designs that you had made. Okay, so don't go out and find a design pack for $9 and then resell it for 99. That wouldn't be fair to other people. But so any unique designs can go in here. And Matt, you said you were going to give away something.
Yeah. So if you want to ask a question, I think the first two people to answer it right should
Oh,
get free designed on the marketplace. And also, good news is I just got a commitment from a graphic designer that he will drop 500 excellent design by GrooveCon.
oh, okay, excellent. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to do it based on this training. John had said that there were three things that he liked to know about a buyer for market research. Type any one of those three for us, please. All right, any one of those three, if you can. And Matt, can you start reading off what people are
We got
typing?
magazine, we got celebrities, trade shows.
All right, so number one, I want to find out what magazines they cater to, celebrities and trade shows. Is that really what you got? All from, okay, so the first person
Oh, I
was
got more. The first
Jeff,
person, Jeff.
Barnett was Barnhart was the first one for magazines. And you said you wanted to give out a couple, Matt?
Yeah, sure. So Christy is in second position. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm going to give one for magazines, one for celebrities to Lady Vargas, and one to Jorge Frigulis for trade shows.
All right. So we know, guys, just email matt@groovekart.com, put in the subject line winner, 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 and you'll get a coupon code within 24 hours. Congrats, guys.
Okay, and remember, if you haven't gotten your downloads, just go into Groovekart Academy, click on the welcome, and there's bonus download stuff there for everybody as well. Okay, so Matt, John, I'm going to turn the screen back over to you. All right, make John the presenter. Okay.
Okay, see my screen?
Yes, we do.
All right, so actually, I'm going to skip this next slide because the edit didn't stick.
Oh, what happened?
No, see? Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, no, we weren't using that, so we can just delete that. My bad.
That's okay. So, creating an ad campaign. There are, again, lots of videos in Groovekart Academy. And as you see on the bottom of this demonstration slide, it says Groovekart Academy Part 1, 2, and 3. Go in there. You really want to learn how to do this. And I will tell you something about Facebook and a lot of companies, for that matter. They change their platform a lot. I don't know if they're optimizing it and making it better, or if they have a room full of people that say,
Sorry.
shit, if we don't start changing this platform, they're going to realize they don't need us and they're going to fire us. So let's just change things. And I mean, so it's always changing. And if I don't run Facebook ads, for a month, you go back in and you go, what happened? Where did they move that to? And they just always move things around. So things you see in the video that were just made 60 days ago One or two things might be a little different. Don't let it get you stuck. Go to Yahoo, go to Google, Google your answer, post in the Facebook group. You'll figure it out. But there are videos on this, but right now I'm going to do some targeting for you, and I guess I will do it on firefighters. Seems good enough for me. Let me pull up and tell me you can see this screen here, Mike. You see my Facebook ads?
Talking on mute. I'm sorry. We see a Facebook screen.
Perfect. So let's just start out and add here. We're not going to get into too many details, but I'm going to show you some targeting that I might do coming after I've done all that other research. And I know I'm going to create an ad, and I'm either going to do an engagement ad, as you'll see in the training videos, or I'm going to do conversions, one of two. I might do a video view ad later. For this sake, I'm just going to do conversions. I'm going to continue. And there are two options that are worth doing in Facebook when you do conversions, by the way. One is add to cart, and the other will be purchases, okay? And it'll be, it won't say Groovekart, it will just say purchases because it's your store. And I recommend that in the beginning, you do add to cart. And the reason is you're going to get a lot more people add to cart than are going to make purchases. And your pixel with Facebook is a ever-growing, intelligent pixel, and you want to get as much good data to that pixel as possible. So if you just say purchase, Facebook is going to optimize only for those people that actually followed through on the purchase. And the people that follow through on the purchase and the people that abandon the cart are almost identical. Something happened. I like to call it chili. And I'm getting ready to buy something. I'm typing in my information, and my wife goes, "Honey, chili's ready." I go, "I'll get back to this." And I never do. Chili was, chili was ready, and I left. So an add to cart and that abandons and somebody that makes a purchase are so similar that you want Facebook to optimize to add to cart. Later, when your pixel is really hot and you're making sales and your store's blowing up, I go right to purchase. I don't really care anymore. I've got enough data to that pixel. I want Facebook to dial in. But again, inside the videos in the academy. So coming down here, this is real important. Where do you want to sell your product? Okay, so you can do all kind of countries. You can do worldwide. You can actually type in, I think, worldwide. You can just click and pick countries. Okay, you can type in the top ones like Canada, United States, Europe, Australia, and it'll show you. Here's where you pick your age based upon your demographics, whether or not you're going to advertise to everyone or men and women. I always uncheck expand interest because it means that Facebook is basically diluting your targeting and the audience size will be huge. I usually get rid of that. And in here, I start to add my
So John,
targeting.
let's give an example of expanding interest. If you were to put poodles, they're going to give you every dog or maybe every pet or even cat and kittens, right? And you're trying to get a T-shirt for poodle lovers, so you don't want that because now kitten lovers or parakeet lovers are not gonna like a shirt about poodles. Okay, so that's what the expanded interest means.
Exactly. And in here, you can just liberally type. So let me start with firefighter.
Or they could get the keywords, John, right from they can paste them right from what they get from Slingly if Slingly has the keyword sets for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So here I've got firefighter, and let's look at this audience size, 17 million people. It's very big. Let's see if it goes any bigger with this. And if you'll notice, it's now 260 million. That's everyone in the United States. Okay. Let me uncheck that. 17 million, right? So I don't ever check this. But another thing you want to do is you want to expand. That's very broad, right? So firefighter again. And I might do something like, look, if I was doing firefighter mortgages, how about this? Urban Firefighter Magazine. It's only 10,000 people, so I'm going to go past that. And I'm going to find one that I think is pretty. And look at that. I never even saw that. Military Firefighter Corps, 566,000 people. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen this niche sold to yet. And I see a ton of product. And I'll
That's a
tell you,
great
if I
one,
don't,
right, John?
that's a great one.
Make
That's a
it.
great one.
You're just talking about, the Charlton Heston meets, meets, the firefighter.
Yeah, if I don't see someone doing this niche in our group of Groovekart people, I'm going to do it myself because it's just too. I would just go to Google. I would investigate that niche. What is a military firefighter? Are they in different branches? And now I'm tying in a couple of different things. Oh boy, that's a good one. But look at this. So firefighter magazine, 163,000. Okay, so I'm starting to get now where I want. So what I'm going to do with this audience, and again, I'm giving you a little bit of a lesson here. Mike, tell me if I go too long, so I can stay in here for hours, right? Um, so what I want you to see is I'm going to
Sorry, I
narrow
was on
this.
mute. John, I think this is like the heart of what people absolutely love. So I don't think you can go too long. So just go for it.
Okay. So I'm going to sell something for firefighters. What I want to do is I want to find my narrow. And my narrow audience is something around the size that I'm looking for. Now, an audience that I'm looking to test is anywhere between about 100,000 and a half a million. That to me, I want the cream of the crop about 100,000. Excuse me, 100 to 500,000. 200, 300 is great. So I want to find my narrow. And as you saw here, when we typed in firefighter again, and we scroll down to that magazine, this is a good narrow, right? It's a magazine. They subscribe to this magazine. This is going to be delivered to their home, and it's 163,000. So it's a little bit smaller than my perfect size, but it's a good one. So I might add 2 narrows. But let's just see what that means. So I'm going to make my group a little bit bigger. And so I don't want paramedics. Let's just see. I want volunteer firefighters. That's a big one usually. But my spelling on volunteer is awful. So what is it? VOL, volu, and tier. There's 2 E's. Here, fire, fighter. Is that right? Volunteer. There we go. Brian, okay, perfect. 7 million, even more passionate, right? They're not even getting paid to do this job. So I've got it to 19 million. Now, since that's too big, I'm going to narrow it. Remember, I clicked narrow down here, and I'm going to type in firefighter again. And I'm going to go down to that magazine. Okay, there's one. Here it is. Now watch what happens. From 19 million, 140,000. I'm sticking with this, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I make it slightly bigger, but maybe not. Look at this. I've got everyone, this age group, Canada, United States, that is either a firefighter or a volunteer firefighter or associates with them, but also subscribes to this magazine. Now, I could just do women only, and Mike and I have had a huge discussion about this. Why would I do the women? Because they're shopping more, they're holding the credit card, they're going to share it with their husband anyway. So if I wanted to really bring this audience down to a small test, I might do that. What I'd probably do in this audience size is I'd bring this down to probably 55, maybe 59. As I get older, this number seems to keep creeping up. And I'd probably start this around 21. They have a credit card, they're ready to shop. I've got 110,000 now. This is a really tight audience. I don't have to make it any tighter, but if I wanted to make it bigger, then I would either make this group bigger or really I would make this group bigger. Okay, so I would add another firefighter here. And let's just say something that is something a good size here. Firefighter's helmet, 1 million. Let's see what this does to it. See, now I'm up to 740. And what that is that's the combination of these two groups, the 1.6 million and the 163,000. They have to be one of these two and be one of these two. And I did that for a reason. I didn't do that. I would have ran the ad to the last audience, 140,000. But I wanted to get this number a little higher just to get it a little lower and give you some examples. I could narrow it further, which doesn't add, it subtracts, and say, I want these people to be an active online shopper. And now Facebook says, okay, that's not the one. Or engaged shopper, they called it now. See that? It used to be online shopper, now it's engaged shopper. These are people that Facebook has said they have a purchasing behavior. They're an engaged shopper. They have bought products while logged in from Facebook, clicking ads in Facebook. We've identified them as these 332 million people. Now, wouldn't you like to say you only want to hit those people who subscribe to that magazine and are firefighters and are in that age group? Yeah, you would. So let's see what that does to the 740. 500,000 of those people that you were just about to advertise, Facebook doesn't even recognize them as online shoppers. They're just sitting there typing. So this right here, Mike talked to you earlier about going to a mastermind and getting, this is the stuff you're not going to get in other training. You're just not going to get it, because I'm not going to share that unless you're paying me $10,000 for a day or 15 for a weekend with me. And that's what I used to get. Now I want to get the last thing I want to show you here is excluding people. So who might I want to exclude? One of the most generic ones is, and that is generic for me anyway, are other Facebook page admins. I'm afraid it's going to take this audience to a really, really small size. But why would I want to exclude Facebook page admins? Well, the reason is that's my competition. They've created a Facebook fan page. They're probably a marketer of some kind. I could, during my test phase, select that, and now I've got 140,000. Back to my 140,000, but I got to tell you, it's a much better 140,000. It includes no page admins. It's only engaged shoppers. They definitely like these two, and they like these two. Later, when I find this working, I'm going to go ahead and either come in and edit this audience and rip it apart, open it wide up to these two, or simply create new campaigns, same product, with much broader terms to get this audience. I want these million people, these 7 million people, and I'll get to them. I'm not going to test a product with 7 million people and hope. I want the most passionate, fired up of a passionate, fired up niche to test. What do I test with? Some people will test with $5 and $10, and you can certainly do that. My mathematical formula is pretty simple. Whatever my profit margin is on the product I'm selling, that's my test. That's what I'm willing to do. So if I'm going to profit $20 on a pair of sneakers, I'm just throwing that out randomly, I'm going to spend $20 ad spend. If I make a sale, I'm in all day. We're going to talk about scaling in a few minutes, so I'm not going to talk about that now. But what do you guys think of that targeting? Any questions on targeting? I don't really do too many questions right now, but I mean, I'm kind of feeling good about that.
I think that looks great. Let me read what people are saying, John, in case everybody's asking any questions. Carl Connolly, this goes back 9 minutes ago. What's the point of targeting a customer with an ad? Oh, it's a long one. Hold on. Let me see if I can slide this up. Okay. What's the point of targeting a customer for a product they just bought? Using exclusion audiences on Facebook can block ads to recent purchases, saving you money so you can target new customers. Here's how to set one up. Set up a Facebook. Oh, it's a long thing. I'm just going to paste this public. I think he was actually trying to make that public for everybody. I believe.
And I hate to disagree with people, but I disagree with that.
Well, John, I'm gonna. Do you see everything? Have you read the whole thing?
No, but I mean, I think I get the gist. He's saying you can exclude the people who just bought your product. Why advertise to them again? And I say that's the exact.
Oh yeah, we go over that later. So who's the best buyer? The person that I guarantee it's easier to me to sell more or related items to a customer that just bought than going outside the mall and asking a random, a targeted customer if they want to buy, or a person that just walked into your sneaker store.
And not only that, it's such a small, let's say you sold 100. You sold 100 pairs of sneakers of something to an audience of 7 million or 700,000. Who cares if those 100 see it again? They now get confidence in their purchase. This wasn't there one day and gone the next. Look, there's that ad again. I'm going to share this with my friend now. I'm going to tell my friends about this. They're everywhere. Oh my God, they're everywhere. What else do they have in that store? So it leads to goodwill. The money you're going to save by doing that on 100 impressions, pennies. So, and again, when you guys start getting into my training, you're going to see that I'm really KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overthink this stuff. Don't try to work too hard on it, guys.
Okay,
It's
next
really
question, and thanks, Carl,
yes, Carl. Thank you.
for helping out. I created Jeff Barnhart says I created a domain for my store and I got a G Suite. I'm wondering regarding Facebook business account if I should have a general marketing business that signs up for the Facebook account and then that's what does the ads for different stores, assuming I have more than one. Or should each store open up a Facebook business account and set up run those ads only? Sorry for the long question.
No. So the short answer is no. The short
No.
answer is you take your Facebook profile and you create a business manager. And when you create a business account, you can simply go to business.facebook.com. The link is up here. You can see it on my screen. Business.facebook.com while logged into your Facebook account, and you can create your ad account. And when you do, Facebook's going to create 5 ad accounts for you, 5 separate ones. And you can, if you have 5 different stores and you want to keep each store in a different Facebook account, that's the simplest way to do it.
Okay, great. William says, can we create our own canvas print designs on Slingly? I believe they have their own design tool, and as we said, our design tool is being tweaked to do some extra things, and we're going to re-release it at Groovekart. Let me show you a couple of things, John. I'm going to steal the screen again. Okay.
All right.
Just
I got
real
more
quick.
targeting when we're done with that.
Yeah. I just want to show them something about designs. You see my screen, right? Okay, folks,
Yes.
here's another place where, like, if you want to get ideas even to give to your graphic designers, here's a couple of websites. One, this is t-shirt.designcrowd. Here's what I like about this. This, you can see that how many different designers submitted t-shirts and what the winners were. So, like, this was 16 different designers submitted 41 designs. I guess Nipsey Hussle had just passed away. But, you can imagine when it was Tupac or Biggie or something like that, and you want to get that out, like Steve Jobs, little things like that. And listen, if you don't want to do that, I understand that. Look what the music company does. Do you think, when an artist dies, and then all of a sudden Apple iTunes is saying, remembering so-and-so, every time you play, stream, or buy that album, trust me, they're making money. Okay, so if that's something that you feel, I really don't want to profit off of that. I get that. However, those are really huge, quick designs. So if you can get in and get out real quick, that can do very, very well. And you just target people that like that, that magician, that musician or artist or that type of stuff. But again, this will show you that there were 25 designers designed 52 different things. This is Batman, so technically you can't use that. That's one example. Then there's a huge company. I don't know if you've ever heard of Threadless. John, have you ever heard of this company? If you're on
No.
mute.
Yeah,
okay,
no.
so what Threadless is, they're a t-shirt company that does limited runs. So they put up about 50 designs for the following month or something like that, and then they say we're only gonna print 33,000 or 30,000 or whatever the case is, and then the crowd upvotes for that month what the winner is. So you can go into, I believe, staff favorites. You can find some pretty cool ideas just by clicking here. Look at this, John. Backpack. What do you think is printing on that, right? Over here, if we click on where was I? Discover trending. All right, here these are the pages that are being looked at the most by the community. All right, well, what do we have here? A kitten in a cup of noodles, right? That's probably going to go to a student, probably a student female that loves cats. Okay, so I would never have thought of that in my life, but that's a great idea. Okay, so these are things that are trending, getting voted by the community. You can see last month's winners. So Threadless is a great place to go, and then you can find places like TeePublic. These are places where if you want to get ideas, maybe you choose a category. This is just cats, but then you'll see you've got all these different categories and keywords and different things, and you could get inspired. I don't need cats; they need me. You could give that to your designer. He could change the font, change the cat, and you've got an idea. Okay, so again, if you've got an idea for a niche and you're not creative, and neither is your designer, but they're a great designer, you could go here and say, these are like cats playing Fortnite. Imagine that, right? a cats playing Fortnite type niche. So you can come here and get some design. So John, I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was to answer that, that last question. I'll change the presenter back to you and just jump back in. So it's back to you. I'm just going to look and see if there's any more questions before we move on. Jody White says Ninja. Ken Taylor says makes sense. Carl Connolly, outstanding. Thank you. Paul McDonald, thanks. That explains a lot. Targeting is really tight. There'll be a replay of this. Yes, Dan, you probably got here late. We announced that at the beginning of every one. It's always in Groovekart Academy, about an hour after the call. Carl Colony, that was a big tip, and just awesome. All right, go ahead, John. Back to you.
Okay, so I'm going to finish this ad up for you. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to grab my glasses because I'm getting older. Now, let me show you one important thing here. You might want to save this audience because you did a lot of work. Notice right here, Facebook gives you this option, save audience. So I'm going to call this one my firefighter tight 140K, okay? And save it, because the next time I come in here to run an ad, I'm going to start with this audience. See how it saved it for me? And I'm going to next time just edit this audience and go, yeah, you know what? I want to not only have Canada and Europe, I want to add Australia, and I want to, this time I want to remove Canada. And then I save this again, save as new.
John, just want to ask you, you might even add Australia and remove Canada and the United States.
Correct.
Just to test to see if Australia is working, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But
absolutely.
everything else is the same. Everything else is the same.
Exactly the same. I'm saving myself tons and tons of time. All right. So this would be US, Australia. And I might do one just Australia or just Canada. But now when I save these, as I'm running back here and I'm running, this audience is working. Under my saved audiences, they're going to show up right here. They're not right now. They're showing our old ones, but you get the idea. The next thing I do is when running ads, I never leave automatic placements on until I get to retargeting. What I do is I edit placement and I get rid of all of these check marks. Remember, Facebook wants all these check marks on because they want your ads serving up right away. But when we're running a t-shirt or a sneaker, like we talked about as one of our first test products, we want the most prime real estate of all, and that is the Facebook newsfeed. That's what we want. We want to be in the middle of Facebook, right on everyone's newsfeed, because later, when we're retargeting, people have already seen our ad. They've already visited our store. They're going to see those little ads down here in the right-hand side. They're going to pay much more attention to it. So then I'll leave it all checked. But for now, I'm going to leave it. And as you see, this removed like 10,000 people also by doing this.
Yeah, I just want to add on to what John's saying. What we're doing right now is not trying to scale. We're trying to tightly find a winner with the least amount of money, right? So we have to shut off all these other options that later may be good. In-stream videos, right column, that might be when we have a winner and the ad is just not failing no matter what we do. Yeah, I want to put it everywhere. But if you try to do that first, you might lose a little bit of money, and that might have been the reason why your ad didn't work. So you want to first just do the things that are guaranteed to work. The best country, the best age group, highly targeted, as John just said, his tight 160 or whatever that number was, and right to the Facebook feed, and not worry about the stories and all that stuff, because it may not convert as good as the feeds.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you, Mike, because you explained it better than I would have. Here's another thing that you can do if you want to tighten this up. Let's watch this number of 130. When people are viewing your ad on a mobile device, they have to be connected to Wi-Fi to see your ad. It didn't drop it down, but that also is something that I played with, and trust me, it's gonna make it even tighter. And that you have to decide with 4G and even 5G coming out, this is probably going to be obsolete very soon. But that's something. So
well,
again,
John, I also want to tell you a little ninja trick that does right there.
Sure.
That kind of tells you that they're in a place where they can go to their desktop, right?
Right.
sometimes people are if they're connected to the Wi-Fi, very likely they're at home, maybe at work. But there are some people that are like, "Ooh, I like this," and then send it to themselves in an email and go purchase on a desktop. There are some people
And
that do that, and that can help sometimes.
I found that the majority of my views of my products were on mobile, and the majority of my purchases were from desktops. I like purchasing from a desktop. So you're right. So now here, this is what I do. I don't set an advanced options. You can see here. I don't set a budget for lifetime. I set a daily budget, and then I will come in and turn my ad off. So I'm going to set this for $20, and then for ad delivery, Facebook is going to say, okay, we want to do conversion. That recommends it, right? We're not a landing page. We're just going to leave that. And here, this you just have to play with. This means, I'm going to do the little eye so you can see. Select the amount of time that it typically takes for someone to complete a valuable action after clicking or viewing your ad. I have news for you. Some people will click it and they'll buy it on payday 5 days later. So this means that Facebook is going to optimize it either after people viewing it or clicking, and you really have to play with it. And some of you might not even have this. I have several different ad accounts. Some have this, some don't. So don't get hung up on this. Sometimes it's best just to leave Facebook, what Facebook has selected, and move on. The rest of this I leave alone, and I continue. You're going to see a lot of training out there, like set up a bunch of low bids and go crazy. I don't work that way. Again, I keep it simple, stupid. I do very well with it. I don't need the headaches or to have a stroke and run 30 different campaigns for one little thing that I'm trying to do. I don't do that. Mike, I heard you
John?
on mute.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. And chewing away at my Wawa chicken salad sandwich. So, John, somebody says uncheck Instagram. Why?
Yeah, so I've never had success with Instagram sales. I've had very little success. I find you're going to find that Facebook is a much more mature buying audience. Instagram is a cooler, hipper. How old is the person that said that, by the way?
I don't want to ask. I have no idea.
Okay.
But again, it comes down to the same thing again, right, John? It's like we're testing our ads. What we're trying to do is just find out, does this ad work before we scale it? If the ad works, yeah, by all means, let's go try Instagram. It might just work. We've got a winner.
Yeah,
But if
I'm
I
going
if I
everywhere.
if I know 9 out of 10 of my ads are going to fail, well, then I don't want to start diluting it. That's the message that we're getting to everybody right now. We're not talking about a winning ad. We're talking about testing an ad to a perfect audience and then slowly turning the faucet on a little bit more. Okay, cool. Everything's good. Nothing's getting out of control. There's no leaks going on right now. Let's try Instagram. Ooh, remember what we say? Do just the United States. Okay, now let's do US and Australia, or let's do just Australia to see if that market works. That might be a separate ad group, just Instagram, to everything else being the same. In the United States only, to women, all these different types of things. And if that works, then start hitting the other switches. But don't try to hit every switch on the board. I guarantee you'll fail. Same answer, just a different medium.
Yep, and that's exactly right, 100%. So the next step you would do here, you set your budget. You've got your tuned in audience. You got your tuned in placement. You're only on the center of Facebook. You got everything done. You just hit continue. And here's the part I'm not going to be able to show you very much. But here, you could build an ad here. The way I teach it, I don't teach you to do this. I teach you to find your fan page and find your fan page, for example, whatever that fan page may be, and then find the ad on the fan page, select it, and you'll be able to add a few more things in here. You'll find in the training, hit confirm, and voila, you have an ad running. And so we're going to go back to these slides, and then I'm sure we'll have a lot of questions on this. But basically, you're now an expert on Facebook ads. You will be after those other trainings for sure. So now we have this. We've got that audience. and we found a winner, what do? Well, look, we can test horizontally, meaning that we now test other products in that niche. Now, these shoes aren't all aligned in the same niche, but they're all shoes. Okay, we build products and test horizontally, and then we go vertically. There makes no sense in you adding socks and beach bags and backpacks and sandals and products from AliExpress and everything else when you don't even know if you have a winner. So test, get a winner, then we'll add products that are similar to it, similar designs, and then we start building out the rest of these funnels. And I'm going to speed up a little bit, Mike, because I'm only on slide 17. Now, after we find a winner and we're moving right along, what are some of the other things that we can do? We can start optimizing the ads. We can test different images, different headlines in the ads, test copy. We can tweak our audience. We can actually do a video. And inside Facebook, you'll see a video tool where you're basically creating a slideshow and there's music that's approved by Facebook, all those things. And I heard Mike unmute. So
Yeah, this is where all the other stuff comes in. This is where you can try Facebook. This is where you can try the sidebar ads. This is where you can see, can I expand this? Can I, are there more ways to, to make my ad actually perform better, and then find ways to scale it, which I think scale is even another slide coming up, but same thing.
So be sure to optimize, your advertising before the click. The next thing that you can do is you can optimize Groovekart. Is the pricing working? Maybe you're going to go to free shipping. Maybe you're going to actually make it a one-page funnel. Maybe you're going to check out on the same page. Optimize all the types of things you can do in Groovekart. Follow-up cart, abandoned cart, cross sells. I think we have slides on that, Mike, right?
Yeah, just one slide, but yeah.
Okay, so we'll cover that in that slide.
Yeah, but basically what's going on here is, maybe what you call the product, maybe you could put a little, thing in there like, world's best, those types of things. Again, test the pricing, as John said. John, you always like to try to maybe raise the price or just keep the price the same and just eat the shipping. And you said advertising free shipping sometimes really helps a lot. So there's different things that you can test. You don't have to go crazy here, but just think logically. How can I improve this ad logically in a way that's going to improve my conversions?
Yeah, well, in a new store, I got to tell you, I don't set up shipping. I don't want to set up shipping. I don't want to deal with it. I include it in my products. People are getting used to having a Prime account and not paying shipping. And so what you can do is you can also set up minimums. You can say, if you spend $80 in our store, shipping is free, and have your main product check out at about $75. They're like, God, you only got to spend $5 more to get free shipping.
Yeah. So what John is saying is, whatever your lead product is, add like $2 or $4 to the price for a minimum to get free shipping. So they see that your T-shirt is $24.95 and it says $30. $30 includes free shipping. And then they see the shipping is $9.95, which is arbitrary, right? And then they see the little bump. Oh, I can just get the socks for $8, and I get the shipping for free, right? That's just called a price decoy or an offer decoy. That makes them feel like they're getting the socks for free. That's the way the brain works, and we like to get deals, and we don't like to play the fool.
Exactly right. Exactly. So converting non-leads into buyers. Again, we're going to do a training next week, or I'm going to do a video and put it in the academy on retargeting. But you pay for a customer to get to your store and they don't buy. It's your hottest lead, right?
99% of the people that come to your store won't buy, or at least 97. So understand what that means is 99 or 97% of your advertising budget is going down the drain. When they click on that ad, Facebook charges you. It's that simple. And if you're going to make one sale out of 99 clicks and not go after the other, one sale out of 100 clicks and not go after the other 99 people that clicked, well, then you're leaving money on the table. So John has training, again, inside of Groovekart Academy that you could click, and there's stuff in there on retargeting. There's plenty of this stuff which shows you how to put a Facebook pixel and manage all this stuff, where you can do ads to those to 99% of the people that came to your page and decided not to buy. And John, I'll let you finish
Actually,
out.
I got great news for you, Mike. The average of Groovekart users is actually 95% leave, which is 5% conversion.
So our stores are converting at 5%. Very good.
Right, and that's probably because of the extra stuff on the checkout and all that kind of stuff. So we're a little bit higher, but typically it's around 1 to 1.5%, like Mike said. But that's why enhancing your checkout is very important.
Cool. Thank you, Matt.
Okay, so that, as Mike said, Matt said, 95%, whatever that is hugely. These people just didn't buy. Why? Chili. Wife said chili was ready. Whatever. They abandoned their cart, or they got busy, or they looked at it at work and their boss walked by and they wanted to get back to it. So retargeting them with email follow-ups and a Facebook sequence, Chatmatic, which we really don't have time to get into, but you guys will see training on that. And there was a webinar on that. And you'll certainly see them live if you attend, and you should be at GrooveCon in a few weeks. Things like SMS texting, which is coming soon. Matt knows a lot about that. And the other people that you want to retarget are declined transactions. And Mike's going to do a little training later on. We're going to put up a little short video or something, or I'll do it, on how you can go into your back office and see the people whose credit card it was just declined. And you could have a virtual assistant or someone contact them and explain, hey, was there an issue? Perhaps you entered the date wrong. Did you still want these? We're offering $5 off. We can take 2 payments. All those types of things. You need to build a separate business around retargeting. And when you are retargeting, remember, there really are 2 types of retargeting.
John, can you go back one up real quick? I want to ask Matt a question. Everybody, in case you don't know, our Zapier integration, or Zapier, because it's a Zap, our Zapier integration is now live. Matt, I know there are a million and one things that you can say, if this, then that. Do we have with Zapier, if credit card was declined, then do this? If credit card payment
Not
failed?
specifically, but we could actually set that up. I don't think we.
I think that's a good one. Yeah. So we can do that. That's just one of the if-then rules. But so what we'll do, folks, is we'll put something in that says if a credit card is declined, then you could do anything. Then you could say, do this with MailChimp, do this with Twilio, send out a text message. All these different things can then happen based on a declined transaction. So that's important. So again, what we're trying to do here is, and John's going to get into it on the next slide, is understand where was the person at our site, and we're going to remarket to them based on that. The closer they get to the purchase, the easier it is to retarget them and make a sale. So if somebody gets to your site and they're on the home page and they click out in 3 seconds, chances are it's going to be a little more difficult to make a sale to that buyer. Still seeing your screen there, John. Now,
yeah, I know my audio settings I'm changing because my pods are dying.
Gotcha. Now, if the person goes to a product listing page, they're a little bit more interesting. If they actually click add to cart, that is what we call a cart abandoned if they don't buy. But imagine if the customer actually puts their credit card in. Get my echo now, John. That means we're all getting an echo. If you could lower your speakers. So then imagine the customer went and put in their name, their email address, their phone number, their credit card. They hit submit, and it says, sorry, declined transaction. What happens with anybody else? I can't tell you how many times when I used to go buy something and my credit card didn't go through. The next day I said, I didn't really need that. It's better I saved my money and didn't buy a laptop today, right? We don't want that. We don't want that. We call that in sales, they're coming out of the ether, right? While they're in the ether, we need to immediately send them a coupon or say, if you had problems billing, please call this number or go to our support desk. We can help you with delayed payments or multiple credit cards or pay half on PayPal, all these different things, any way that you can help them. All right, John, now you can scoot back onto the next one.
Okay, turn my volume back up. Yeah, sorry about that. My pods died. I thought I had them charged. So two types of retargeting. One is just a site visitor, and the other is an abandoned cart or a failed payment, like Mike was just talking about. So what might we do different? We're going to hit them with two different types of ads, right? So a site visitor, we might want to just simply put the ad in front of them and say offer expires in 7 days, or offer expires at midnight, or just something to put it in there and gently remind them that they were on our site. While the abandoned cart person, we're going to want to heavily incentivize. We want them back. They started the process. They've already have made a micro commitment, right? They started typing in their email address, whatever. So we're going to want to make these two different people different offers and move them up along the way. Same thing in your email follow-up series. The first email might say, hey, did you leave this in your cart? Come back and get it. Second one, knock, knock, a little reminder. Third one, hey, giving you 10% off. Fourth one, 15% off, and so on. So scaling vertically, how do you do that? Well, you can increase the variations of your ads. You can start running two ads, two different images. You can start running two different videos. Increase your ad spend. And look at that. Test other media platforms like Instagram, Carl, so, and Pinterest and Twitter and everything else you can possibly think of to get your message out there and to get your product out there. So once you found the winner, and you've horizontally built out the product line, you vertically built out the product line, you horizontally start to scale, you start going everywhere you possibly can. And now, because now you have a winner. And as I was talking to Mike earlier.
John, I think your next slide is going to actually tie into the bullet points that you're doing right now.
Okay. Let's see. There's a horizontal. I just wanted to show you a bunch of firefighter t-shirts and how quickly you can go in here. And I want you to look at some of these t-shirts. Notice they have multiple targeting, like a princess, okay, and a dad. So real women. So now I'm double targeting people. And here, I think this is what you're talking about, Mike.
No, actually, yeah, both of these together. It's basically what I did here with this image is it just ties in with the previous one. This was basically to say, you're tying a bow around these different things. So if you've got the firefighter, remember John last week said if you can go hyper, combine niches or even getting three niches, like this Colorado soccer mom. Loves her firefighter husband, right? For instance, well, then you can now, what I meant by the next slides, John, is you start going, if you go to the next slide, now you start going, this California, this Florida, this New Jersey, this, all of these different states. And basically it's just a slightly different flavor, but everything else is all the same. So I'm going to just run off here for about 30 seconds, John. So everything that we wanted to show you in training number 1 and training number 2 was about don't get caught up in all these things in the store and all these different things and having this perfect store with different products and perfect listings. It's all a waste of time, especially in the beginning. What we want you to do is really go through, especially this training again about the market research, and be prepared to fail. Okay, you're in the same game as a baseball player. You hit 250, that means you fail 1 out of 4 times, and you make it to the major leagues and you become a millionaire. If you hit 300, means you fail 7 times out of 10, you make it to the Hall of Fame. Okay, so we want you to accept failure in your ads, because you'll still make it to the Hall of Fame. So we don't want you to get caught up on all these other things and what do I do with this variant and that variant. Find a lead product, advertise it to as John said, super tight niche, get rid of all the ads, get rid of every country, get rid of Instagram, and just boom, $20, lose $20, loss. Ooh, look at this, I made $31. Well, let's try building up a product line and do upsells. Well, that 31 became 61. Fantastic. Well, now let's try Canada. Great. I'm scaling. I'm going wide. I'm going deep. And now that I realized that this is firefighters, let's try this with police officers. Let's try the Jersey police officer. Let's try the California police officer, California female police officer, firefighter. And now that you found that thing, you exploit it. And you go deep as we're showing you here, get your funnels ready, get your upsells right, and then you go right and start adding the flavors to different countries, to different pets, to different kittens, to different poodles, or whatever those different things are. And this answers the question we used to get all the time about people wanting to basically just go to AliExpress and put 600 products in this store and wait for people to come there and go, oh, this toy looks good. No, I think what we've shown you over the last couple of days is you're basically fishing. You're throwing your fish out in the water. Hey, Bob, what are you using? I don't know. That these worms aren't working. We'll try these sardines. Okay, okay. This is what's working. This is what's working, and now you go exploit it. So, John, I just wanted to really recap what we've done in the last 2 days, because I know you're basically, on the last two slides here, and this is the point that I really wanted to go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, just one more thing. I think we have a question from a user that's very relevant to what you said, and I'd love to listen to John's take on it. So I'm going to tell you the question. I'm also going to tell you what I answered, but I think John's got a better answer. What's the least amount of daily budget can we allocate and still get some results? So I said, my advice would be to try your profit on a given product for 3 days. If you don't get positive ROI within 3 days, stop with a product and move on to the next one. For example, if you buy a layer up product for $32, sell it for $64, then spend a maximum of $32 for 3 days. It's either a good or a bad product and you need to move on, or a non-winning product. John, how would you do it? That's how I used to do it, but what would be your advice?
All right, so Matt, in his answer, which is a good answer, but is a little bit more liberal than I would be. So if I'm going to make $32 on that sneaker, I'm spending $32. Period. If I don't make a sale, I'm done with it. Now, here's the difference, and I want to tell you this. Like, I'm not willing to risk $90, knowing I now have to make 3 sales with no advertising just to break even. And usually the profit on a product, unless it's something you're profiting a couple of dollars, is usually going to tell you if you have a winner or not. Now, here are the exceptions to that rule. If my ad is blowing up, if people are sharing it and commenting like, oh my God, I can't wait till payday. Oh my God, Julie, have you seen this? And tagging friends like crazy, then I'm going to do what Matt said. I'm in for 3 days on this one. I'm going to see this one out a little bit. I feel something different. And remember, marketing and selling is about feeling. I feel what's happening in the room, right? I feel what's happening with my customer. So that's the exception. The rule is, what am I profiting? That's all I'm willing to invest. But here's another reason why. And I'm telling you, when you get to the point where you want to really win at ecom, you're launching 5 products a day. Because as Mike just told you, and I'll tell you my math, when I launch 5 products, I can guarantee you this math works out over the long haul. 3 are going to lose. 1's going to break even. 1's going to win. And if I'll just launch 5 designs a day, and that's a lot, trust me. You can say, hey, I want to do 5 a week. Okay, fine. Just understand the math. Be ready for a loser Monday and a loser Tuesday and a loser Wednesday. Ooh, broke even Thursday, lost Friday, winner Saturday. But when I do that every day and I kill those losers, and I keep the one that breaks even just going, I keep that going, right? I'm building a list. I'm retargeting people that didn't buy. I'm hitting people that bounced off the page. And I crank up the winner and then add 5 more. You can see how all of a sudden you're like, what a minute, I have all of these winners. The reason people quit ecom, I think the reason they quit any business is they go, well, I talked to 3 people and they all said no. Yeah, go for 4 and 5. And then the next day 5 more, and the next day 5 more. And soon you'll find the math. And I'm telling you the math because I've done ecom now. This is my 5th year or more, and it just works. So the answer to that question is I spend 1 unless I see something happening to that ad. But the reason I spend 1 is I'm ready to go 5 a day. And look, there were days I launched 30. 5 a day because I know the math and how it works. Just didn't work. Ooh, that one's kind of worked. I sold 30, I made $30, spent 32. That's about break even. Look at that one. I made 120 and I spent 20. And it's going to happen for you. You're going to spend $20 and make 3 sales on something and go, what happened? I don't know. I don't even try to figure it out. I just scale and go on to the next one.
Yeah, John, I want to stop right there because that is so important. That like it doesn't end there, everybody. John spent $20 to make 120, right? So think about what that means. We haven't expanded the ads. We haven't done the upsells. We haven't increased the average order value. If John's making 5x on that product, what happens when he decides to spend 100? That becomes 500. Now, if he can get that ad to be spending 500 a day and the audience doesn't get diluted, that becomes 2,500 a day. And then he profits 2,000 a day. And it's a $100,000 a year business because he cracked one code. When you spend 20, you don't spend 20 and make 100 and then just say, okay, let me go find another niche and keep doing the 20 game. Remember, we said increase the ad spend. That's what you're looking for here. That is how you get to getting a six-figure store. Maybe you don't 5x, maybe you 3x. And if you 3x, you spend 20, you make 60. Then that means you spend 200 a day and you're making 600 a day. And now you only need 3 of those products to have a $100,000 a year business. Okay? It's about scaling the winners. This is the biggest, most important thing that we've got for you. And we've got 2 more slides for you. Go ahead,
you
Matt.
can increase your average value. You can, once you know a product is a winner, start offering some matching socks, a backpack, and all those products. So many of your customers will buy more than just the intended initial product that you tested. So that profit grows even bigger.
Just like we have here on the screen. Build out
Yeah.
the funnel vertically and then scale horizontally. So here's what we mean, again, from last week's training. Go vertically is first you find the winner. When you find the winner, then build like Matt said, and you go vertically, you go down and do the socks and the upsells. And then you add the flavors. After that, you see, if you go to Baskin Robbins, right? And the flavor is one flavor. What do you want? Do you want the waffle cone? Do you want the whipped cream? Do you want the cherry? Do you want a triple scoop? Do you want the lemonade with that? Okay, great. But then after that, let's add more flavors. Let's go from Cherry Garcia to, all pralines and cream and all those different things. That's your thing. Optimize that winner. We gave you 2 ways to do it, then you do them both ways. Before the click, that means you stay in Facebook and find ways to get more optimized clicks. And then we have the after the click, and that's when they get to your Groovekart store and you make these upsell paths and those different things. So you're working a before the click system and an after the click system. And then you find that winning product. And as John just said, that becomes your new thing. Set it and forget it. Now go, well, John, I'm gonna not get ahead of it here. We're basically on our last 2 slides.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Okay, so I was listening to you, Mike, and I got kind of drowned away there. Like I was lost for a minute. I was going to say something, and I was like, "What the hell?" I'm going to say that, but then you were making a lot of sense in something else. And I'm following you along there. All right,
Okay.
so yeah, so look, once you get those winners, I'm telling you something. It feels really, really good. I remember. It took me 23 shirt designs before I had a winner, and I just didn't give up. I just lost. I was so frustrated. But when that one that hit, I sold 13, I think, 13 shirts. When I first started doing shirts, 2014, I mean, I'm telling you, you create something in the morning, put it up on Facebook, go to work. If you have a day job, come home, and you've made money, and you're like, what? What? People bought this? They bought something that I came up with? It's really a good feeling, and it will motivate you guys. And I'm telling you, like Mike said, you don't have to have Mike Filsame or Frank Kern's personality and persona to do this. No one can ever know who you are, and you can do really, really well. So some of the things that you can do later, you can cross-sell. Excuse me. So let me give you an example what cross-sells. We covered this last week as well. So you're selling to all of these, and I'm going to use the fisherman one since we used it last week. You have all these fishing sneakers and fishing shoes and socks, and you're selling all kind of fishing products and stuff. What else could you sell to that group that already bought the fishing apparel? Well, you can go to other sites like Dropified or AliExpress, and you can find fishing poles and fishing DVDs. And you could find fishing nets and maybe even a boat. Who knows what you could cross sell to these people. And then there's another site you might want to Google and see if you can get a site called Commission Junction. I think it's cj.com. And you will find affiliate offers to crazy things like Hertz and credit repair and things that you didn't think offered commissions. Big companies that you didn't think offered commissions will offer you commissions. Now, why do I say that? Well, I had a fan page in a niche for mothers, and I sold a T-shirt. It was called This Boy, and it was my best-selling shirt ever on one of the webinars. I show it in the training, I think, and it just was so phenomenal. But I had 30,000 or 25,000 buyers, and I had maybe 100,000 fans. And I said, what if I had, and I found an offer for diapers, and I found an offer for a food trial for like baby food. And while I didn't retire, it probably paid for about a day or two vacation somewhere for me. That little extra money for people that I would have never sent them anything else. I already sold them a shirt. We're not going to sell them anything else. Why? Because I have that group. And here's like going to the extreme is, let's say you sent every single person that bought extra large or double extra large, triple extra large weight loss products. So that's what a cross sell is. And you can really milk, once you find these winners, folks, you can really, milk it for all it's worth. Amazon is the king of this. Don't you know when you log on to Amazon, they're like, here's products you might like. Here's things based on your searches, based on your profile. And so that's what you need to do. You need to be your own business builder. Create a follow-up sequence, right? So now you have a follow-up sequence that goes to all your buyers that shows other products in your store, other products that you're offering outside your store, like Commission Junction. And then clone, follow-up, cross-sell, email sequence for new winners. Mike, why don't you talk about that since I
So now
can't hear you, Mike.
you guys don't hear me?
Not very low. I think you unplugged.
Let me see. Does that help at all?
No.
Hold on a second.
There you go. Now you got it.
Oh, okay. Not sure.
Nope, it's back off, Mike.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna unplug my mic.
Bear with us while Mike.
How's that?
No, I'll cover it. So cloning and follow-up, cross-sell. So look, you got that follow-up sequence above. Just clone it for your new winners and edit the name of the product. Edit the link. It's easy to do. And then you know what the best part of this whole process that we've come up with is? Wash, rinse, repeat. That's it. You don't have to go out and recreate the wheel, learn a bunch of new things, and there's Mike.
All right.
Learn a bunch of new things, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, so John, just on the previous slide, real quick, it was basically just going to tell them that, on the bottom one, let's start out with the last two words. When you make a new winner, right? You find a new winner. Basically, what you want to do is you want to take the email follow-up sequence that you had, for the previous, fisherman, and make sure that each winner has the same email follow-up sequence. So you're basically cloning the follow-up sequence to happen for the next new product. So each new product in the same niche, most of those people are going to enjoy the same email. So as John said, the final slide, it's wash, rinse, repeat. Go out, start with another, after you've exploited all of these niches and you went as vertical as you could, that's firefighters. Let's start it again and find people and do some niche and market research and find right from the top again. Hey, let's start with maybe cat lovers, or let's start with policemen. Let's start with military people. And then you go all the way down the line so that you don't have to get stuck in the firefighters for the rest of your life. You went vertical, you went horizontal, you've done the best you could. There are thousands of these niches. So it's wash, rinse, repeat. So, all right, everybody, what I want you to do, I'd like you to go into the chat, and I would like you to tell John what you thought of the training today. That's going to make him feel really good. We've worked really hard together, Matt, myself, and John, working on this, and this was really John's show because he's the traffic expert. So, so if you could type in the chat, tell John what you thought of the training. What's that?
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, Jim Clever says always great. Whoops, John, and we're gonna. Okay, Duke Schaefer says you're awesome, John. Appreciate it. Or just if you're a little tired. So Beth is saying, get great training. That was stupendous. Great training. Awesome from Rhonda, Brenda, James Watson, Christy Bondurant, Ethel, Cheryl, Michael, Matsua, William, Carmen. They're blowing it up for you, John. They loved it. So everybody, I'm going to be, excuse me. Who got one of those tickles? I'm going to be putting the training up for you in about an hour. Paul normally does that. I think if you want to go into the Facebook, we put a post in there in our Facebook group. Paul turned 60, I think yesterday or today, and he's celebrating his 60th
How
birthday.
discreet you are, Mike. I love it.
What's that?
The discretion, I love it. Hey, Mike, I noticed there are at least a few people here, not too many, but a few people that haven't registered for Groovecon.
Yeah, we spoke about that at the beginning of the call, but there's about twice as
Groovecon
many
is training
people.
them steroids, guys. It's this times just crazy.
Yeah, so remember, I'll put the link in here for everybody right now into the chat. It's groovecon.com/customers. Okay, and remember, I probably spelled that wrong. Again, I didn't put the colon, so that link won't work for you. Let's try this. That should be a hyperlink. Oh, I can't win today.
If there are any good copywriters in a training today, people that love to write, shoot me up an email, matt@groovekart.com. Love to talk to you.
Jody White, can't wait to see you. Hey, do us a favor. If you're going to GrooveCon, put a 1 in the chat. And if you're not, put a 0. Want to see who's coming. Jody White will be there. Carl Colony will be seeing you there. Cheryl Campbell, of course. Michael Odita will be there. Ken Taylor won't. Michael Matsuka, we're going to see. Okay, great. Nicole, maybe next year. So you put the little sad face. I guess you want to go.
In Australia, I think Nicola's in Australia. I understand that one.
Yeah, William Landry says hard from the Philippines. Duke says so sad. It looks like you guys want to be there, so we get it. But yeah, so those of you that anywhere in the United States, remember the room rates. You can get 2 people in the same room for $145 a night. Tickets to Orlando right now about $130 to $140 each way. Take the family. You got SeaWorld, Universal Studios, the Magic Kingdom, Epcot. It's a great time of year. It's very cool in Orlando. Hope to see you there. And if you can't make it, where's the chat located? I'm not sure. You should be seeing it somewhere when I type send to all. But anyway, it's at groovecon.com/customers is where you can find that. Okay. All right, everybody. We want to thank you very much. And I think, Matt, you're doing a Q&A. I'll be there as well Thursday, right? Same bat time, same bat channel, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Matt's going to be doing a very short training. If you've got questions, that's what the time to do it. Matt's going to show his screen and show you exactly what you want to know. And you could also learn from that. And other than that, we're not sure, maybe taking the following week off after that, getting ready for GrooveCon, but we'll see. We'll let you all know. We really appreciate everybody showing. We hit the 2-hour mark. I'm going to shut it off at this point, and have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night,
Okay,
everyone.
What's this thing? What's the email for copywriters? What's that Rhonda's asking?
Matt@groovekart.com. Matt@groovekart.com.
All right, great. Excellent webinar. Van says, okay. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Really
Bye, guys.
appreciate it.
Everyone.
See ya.